A series of extreme events has shaken our planet. Today in our edition, earthquake in the Philippines and Indonesia, flooding in Ibiza and Odessa, as well as in Greece, the Bahamas, Mexico, and other countries. A powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 6.9 struck the central Philippines late last night, taking the lives of at least 27 people and injuring about 150. The epicenter of the earthquake was located 17 kilometers northeast of the city of Bogo in Cebu province at a depth of 10 kilometers. The tremors were felt by millions of residents of the Visayan Islands, including Cebu, Biliran, and Leyte. Bridges swayed, buildings shook, and residents ran out onto the streets in panic. Additionally, electricity was cut off in Bogo and Danbantayan. The most significant damage occurred in the northern part of the province, where a sports complex collapsed during a basketball game, taking 13 lives. Historic Catholic churches were damaged by the disaster. In Danbantayan, the Archdeaconry Church of Santa Rosa de Lima partially collapsed, and on Bantayan Island, the parish of St. Peter the Apostle lost its facade and bell tower. A commercial building and a school also collapsed, and roads were damaged. A chemical threat also emerged in the city of Mandaue. At a beverage factory, an ammonia leak occurred during the tremors. The firefighters who arrived at the scene were able to promptly eliminate it. The Cebu City Medical Center temporarily evacuated patients and staff due to the high risk of aftershocks. Schools in Cebu City, Mandaue, Lapu-Lapu, and other areas are closed today. Office work has been suspended in Bogo. Airports in the Visayan region resumed operations after inspections. A tsunami threat was declared after the earthquake, but it was cancelled a few hours later. After the main seismic event, there was a series of aftershocks, 4 of which had magnitudes over 5.
Uy, kakusog! Uy, kakusog sa linog! Yes, kusog!
Guys, sunong sa mo, guys!
The Spanish island of Ibiza turned into a disaster zone yesterday due to Hurricane Gabriel. The remnants of Gabriel collided with warm Mediterranean air, causing stationary thunderstorms. In fact, Ibiza received 254 millimeters of rain in a day, half of the annual norm. 174 millimeters were recorded at the airport. This is a record since 1952. There have not been such rainy days on the island for more than 70 years. The Spanish Meteorological Service initially issued an orange weather alert, but by noon raised it to red. The streets of Ibiza turned into rivers. The water currents carried away garbage bins and cars. The centers of Ibiza, Santa Eulalia, and Sant Josep de Satalaya were flooded. Hospitals and schools were underwater. Some of them were evacuated. Building collapses and the flooding of garages and basements were recorded. Ibiza airport was also flooded. Were there streams flowing in the inspection area? The roads to the airport were flooded. There were no casualties. 2 people were seriously injured and hospitalized. The authorities declared a state of emergency in the region, sending rescue teams to the affected areas. Overnight into Tuesday, Odessa experienced one of the heaviest downpours in recent years. The streets of the center and suburbs were submerged. By the second half of the day, the city received more than 150% of the monthly rainfall norm. Dozens of streets were blocked and traffic in many areas stopped or became severely hampered. Traffic jams stretched for kilometers. Due to power line breaks, there were localized outages in the Primorsky and Kiev districts. More than 30 settlements in the region were left without power. More than 12,900 customers were affected. All emergency services in the city were switched to enhanced mode and directed to eliminate the consequences of the bad weather in the hardest hit areas. Friends, we have a more detailed edition on this event. You can see the link to it in the top right corner of the screen. A powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 6 occurred yesterday in the A1 off the eastern coast of Indonesia. The epicenter was located about 63 kilometers north-northeast of Situbondo and 34 kilometers south-southeast of Kalianget at a depth of about 12 to 14 kilometers. The tremors lasted for several seconds and were felt in nearby areas of East Java, such as Situbondo, Jember, Bondowoso and Sumenep, as well as in Bali, including Denpasar and Buleleng. According to the U.S. Geological Survey and the Indonesian Agency for Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics, the intensity of the tremors was 3 to 4 in the epicenter. The seismic event is classified as tectonic, caused by an uplift fault in the subduction zone. After the main shock, more than 50 aftershocks were recorded within 30 minutes, the strongest with a magnitude of 4.3 and the rest up to 3.4. As a result of the earthquake, several buildings were damaged. No serious damage was recorded. There are no casualties. In the Indonesian city of Sidoarjo on the island of East Java, the building of the Al-Kazini Islamic boarding school collapsed. According to the latest data, 3 teenagers died and 99 people were injured to varying degrees.